How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and we are back for part 3 of our Horrified series. Today I go into Greece, and I face the Chimera, the Cerberus, and Medusa. See if I can save the Isles from these terrible monsters with the heroes I've chosen, and hopefully 3 heroes against 3 monsters is a fair fight. I hope. Let's hit the gaming board and see what happens during this game of Horrified Greek Monsters. All right, here we go with Horrified Greek Monsters. Now, you may notice this one's going to be a little bit different in 2 ways. One is that each creature, each monster has a lair. These layers are secret until you go to that location, use 3+ of any color items to discover what that lair is. But these layers will be shuffling around and hiding, so it's going to be a little bit hard to try and find them, and it's going to be a little bit harder to try to get to the layers we need to get to in order to activate what the monsters need to have done to defeat them. Now, as far as the monsters go, you may notice there's different symbols on each of the monsters. That means that whenever that card comes up from the monster deck and that symbol is revealed, those monsters will activate. So there's a good chance multiple monsters will be activating during the game. So for the monsters we have the Cerberus, which we must go to the underworld door, roll these combinations to open the door, and then at Cerberus location, once all 5 doors are open, tokens are removed, we discard green items and move the number of spaces towards the door. So we have to move Cerberus towards the number of spaces equal in the green. When the creature is at the underworld door, it is returned to Hades and is defeated. For the Chimera, we must reveal Chimera's cave. At that location, put the heads to sleep by placing the items on each head per the token here. So for example, we need 1 orange, we need 2 blue, and 3 of any color to put these heads to sleep. Once we do that, go to the Chimera's location and use 1 of each color to defeat it. Finally, for the Medusa. Medusa's location, so wherever she's at, we have to use the green, or excuse me, use the orange to move several spaces equal to the item's strength. When Medusa enters one of the locations where there is a mirror, then that mirror would put here in the statue garden. Once we reveal the statue garden and lure Medusa there using the same technique here at the top, we may move her by using the same strength as above, which I just said. When Medusa is at the statue garden, use 6+ to defeat her in green, excuse me. So we need to use green for her to defeat her once we get all 4 mirrors. So it's going to be a little bit of a task to do this. But now, as far as our legends go, we have the Ranger. When the terror level increases, draw a perk card. So we get to have one of these perk cards drawn instead of saving people here. Is just the more threat that is against the town. That means the Ranger is going to be more inclined to get aid from the gods to be able to accomplish the goals in defeating the monsters. We have the Traveler, which has no ability, but it has 5 actions. And then finally, we have the Hoplet, which can place your hero in a space with a lair. So the Hoplet's going to be one going lair to lair, trying to explore and see where we need to go to get these taken care of. Now, you may notice 3 monsters, 4 layers. One of these layers is not one that we will need. And if we uncover that one, well, it is what it is. But outside of those differences, this game pretty much plays the exact same way. So let's jump into it and see if we can stop these 3 monsters with these 3 legends right now. So we're going to start off with the Ranger. So let us begin this game. So the Ranger has the power of Hera, which lets you place a hero in any space. The Traveler has the power of Apollo, skip the next monster phase, and the Hoplet has the Might of Poseidon, to either move each monster up to 2 spaces or move each hero up to 2 spaces. So we got a little bit of movement going on, a lot of items that are going to be helping out. So let's get to it. So first action, Ranger is going to pick this up for 1. We are then going to go 2, 3, 4. So we're going to pick that up later and then see if we can get to that layer. So we have that. Now we go to the monster phase. The monster phase, 2 items will be put onto the board. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. So we have an item going to the gaseous swamp and an item going to the lighthouse. Next, havoc will be wreaked for each monster with the torch symbol. So we have the Chimera and the Cerberus. Deals 1 damage to each hero and legend in their space. Heroes may discard items to save the legend. Luckily, no monsters have legends with them. We're good. And then finally, any monsters with the wing symbol here will be able to move, but unfortunately for us, or fortunately for us, none of those monsters do. So we just press on. So next, we go to the Traveler. The Traveler, 1, we're going to pick up the horse. Seems very thematic right now. And then we're going to go 2, 3, 4, pick up these 2. And then back up to Agora for 5. So now we go to the next one here. So Io will be put on the board at the Temple of Zeus. 3 items on the board. So we have 1 going to the ruins, wherever the ruins are. Did I cover it up? No, I didn't. Oh, ruins right there. We have 1 going to the vineyard, which the vineyard is right here, and then 1 going to Agora. So we got 1 with the Traveler. And then Io, which we have right here, is going to the Temple of Zeus. They would like to go to the stables. So we have the Temple of Zeus here. You may notice, like, I don't get to play this one as much as I would like to, so it's a little bit having to try and find where everything's at. But you know what? It's okay. Now, the Frenzied Monster, which is currently the Cerberus, and any of them with the wings will move 1. So Cerberus goes right there. All right, so now we go to the next player here, which is the Hoplet. So the Hoplet's going to go 1, 2, pick these 2 up for 3, and then 4. He's going to go over here to the Necropolis so we can get that one unlocked. So we should be able to get 2 layers shown right now. But now we go to the monster phase. Trickery. So no items get put on the board. We have no flying monsters. We're good on that. But any of them with the torches get to move 2. So the Chimera and the Cerberus will both be able to move. And please hold real quick, because that is not a Chimera. That's a basilisk. So please hold. You know, I should have figured that this one had 2 less heads than this one did. So we're just going to put this right here. Sorry, we'll deal with you later, basilisk. All right, so they're each going to move 2 spaces. So the Chimera will go to the stables and then to the battlefield for the Cerberus. All right, so now that one's done. Put the card right here. Couldn't remember where it was. So now we go to the Ranger. So first, the Ranger is going to pick up these items here, and then going to use as a second action the shield to find what this layer is. This layer is the underworld door. So we have the underworld door discovered. We're good to that, so we can start working on this right here, which focuses on blue and green. And you know what? Since I'm right there and I got 2 actions, you might as well go on ahead and do it. So at that location, I'm going to discard a blue to roll 3 dice and see what combination I can get. So I get the whale. What I can use that for, I can use that to open up this part here. So we're just going to unlock that one. So that's 1 part of the door already gone. We're good. And now for the last part, we're going to move right here for the 4th action. All right, so that was not too bad. Let's go ahead and see what the monster phase has. No items on the board. Fury. Trigger each lightning monster's special ability or special power. So it's the those. So we only have the Chimera, and the Medusa. All right, so we're going to go with the Chimera first. Move the Chimera to a location with the most items. Place the items back into the bag. Well, heck. That means we're going to be placing the Chimera. It should be either back in the gaseous swamp or the lighthouse. I do believe those are the 2 with the most. So we're going to say it went back here to get rid of these 2. Back in the bag. Now we have the Medusa. Choose a hero in Medusa's location. We don't have to worry about that. Medusa's still down here. We're good. so we don't have to worry about that one. So other than that, we then have both the Fury monster and the ones with swords. So it's going to be the Cerberus. Basically, will get to move twice. So Cerberus will be going 1, 2, tracking me down. Now we go to the Hoplet. So the Hoplet, for one, I'm going to go ahead and use that 3 power that he has. For the green, flips this one. So this is the Minotaur's Labyrinth. We don't need it. So that's a waste of one of our things, but you know what? It's going to happen in the game. So we have that first. So now the second action, Hoplet's going to move down here to the statue. Going to discard this other one, the Diadem, as action number 3 to flip this one as Medusa's Statue Garden. So now we have a place where we can get Medusa to later on. And then for the final action, we're just going to place our Hoplet here, because now we just got one more to go to unlock this one. So hopefully we can. All right, now we're going to go and flip. One item gets put onto the board. We have Despair. Our Temple of Athena will get an item. For each monster with the sword, which is a Cerberus, moves 3 spaces towards the closest legend. Well, didn't have that far to go anyway. And then any of them with the lightning symbol, which is the Medusa and the Chimera, will get to move 2. So we are going to have them go 1, 2. Actually, no, it'd be closest hero. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And then they're going to both attack for 1 die on the Hoplet, who has no items. So the Chimera will swing first. Hits. All right, so a couple things are going to happen. 1, Medusa won't be able to do anything because the Hoplet is gone. The Hoplet will go to the Temple of Nyx. Once at the Temple of Nyx, the terror track will go up because a hero just was taken out. But we now have a perk card going to the Ranger, which is a Fury of Ares. Move any monster up to 4 spaces. So that one's going to be moving a lot of people different places. So that's actually pretty good for us. And Medusa doesn't have anything to do. We are good outside of that. So yeah, so that's the end of that monster phase. The Traveler, going to be picking up 1 here. So that's 1 for the Traveler. I think we can start working on getting to the door, because we do have several different blue items that we can use here. So I believe we're going to have the Traveler be our main person for this. After we get this one, because this one's going to the stables. We can get a perk card from that and save them two at the same time. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So 2, 3, 4, pick that up, and then 5, go back to Necropolis. All right, so now we go to the monster phase. 3 items will get put onto the board. So we have the Temple of Hades gets 1. We have Temple of Nyx will get 1. And then we'll have the Bay of Ghosts will get 1. And then Daedalus will be going to Talus. The Statue of Talus wants to go to the Acropolis. So Statue of Talus, which is right here. And then the Frenzied Monster and any of them with the lightning symbol will get to move. So that means everybody's moving. So Chimera will move 1. This will move actually closer to here, unfortunately. This will move down here because they're equidistant. So the Chimera is going to make an attack of 3 against Daedalus here, who just came out and who just left the board and is destroyed. He is defeated. We go Terror Tracks up 1. And now the Ranger does get into the perk card because the Terror Track just went up. Intervention of the Gods. Choose 1, move any monster up to 3 spaces, or place a hero in a monster space. Okay, so we got some more movement there. Not going to help Daedalus, though. Daedalus got taken out. All right, so that's it for that. We have now gone back to the Hoplet. So the Hoplet's going to stand up. Oi. And lay back down so you can actually see the picture. For 1, pick this up. 2, go down here. 3, pick this up. And 4, find out that last one, which it should be Chimera's Cave. So we're going to be able to use that in just a little bit on the next turn, but all 4 layers have now been unlocked. So let's see what this is. So 0, discord, each player draws and places an item token. Then they place their hero in that item space. Okay, so everybody's going to be moving around a little bit. So we're going to go, first one will be for the Hoplet, since they're the active player. The Hoplet will go to the battlefield. Next up, we have the Gymnasium. So the Gymnasium will be the Ranger, since we're going to go in order here, so unfortunately can't take Jason along with us. Finally, the Temple of Hades. This is where Traveler goes. We just abandoned all of our people. Yeah, we're great heroes. All right. So now the Frenzied Frenzied Monster, and the Medusa with the Chalice will each move 1. So Medusa is going to move here. Ooh. And then Chimera will move down here. Ooh. This may be bad. All right, so 2 dice. So Medusa is going to attack Jason first. Jason's taken out. Crap. All right, so we got move the terror level up 1. Another perk card for the Ranger, which is the Harvest of Demeter. Each player draws and places 1 item onto the board. So we got a lot of stuff, but it might not help if we get taken out. Next, 2 dice will be used onto the Hoplet. We got a miss. All right, we're good. Thank goodness. I was about to say we're already almost halfway to our being defeated here, so it's not going to be good at all. I'm going to pick up this for 1. Hoplet is then going to move up here to this layer for the second action. For the third action, we're going to go ahead and start moving. Actually, this needs to be at the Acropolis. It got moved a little bit, so I'm going to start moving this here to the stable. So 3 and then 4. Stay. All right. Do we need to reuse any of these right now? Draw items. Move any monster 4. Move any monster 4. Move any hero 4. And then move monsters. So those we'll wait on the monster. Now we'll go to the monster phase. 3 will go onto the board. Circe will then go to the vineyard. And then the Cerberus will activate. So Temple of Athena will go up there. The Gymnasium will get 1. And the Bay of Ghosts will get 1. Circe, again, will go to the vineyard. So there's Circe going to the vineyard. And the Frenzied Monster will move 1. Ruff. And that's it. No green. We're good. All right, next one. We're going back up to the Ranger. Oy. All right, so the Ranger, picking this up for 1, 2, 3, and then they want to go to the Temple of Athena. I'm going to pick this up for 4, and we're just going to protect Arachnia right now, because that's probably the best thing to do. So now we go to the monster phase. 2 will get put onto the board, and we will have a little bit of the text here to do with anxiety. So the Vineyard's getting 1, and the Forest of the Dryads will get 1. And they're actually on the Forest of the Dryads. My apologies on that. All right. Place the helmet symbol monster, which we have the Chimera, in the space with the hero with the most items. Hello, Ranger, my old friend. You're going to get hit again, I do believe. So we got 5. Yeah, I believe the Ranger's going to get it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items for the Ranger. They are definitely going to be seeing the Cerberus real quick. Yep. So Cerberus just right here. We're definitely going to be protecting Arachne. We need to protect people at all costs, because 2 more hits, 2 more levels on a terror track, and we are done. But luckily, only the Chalice monsters will activate, which is Medusa moving up 1. All right. So now we go to the Traveler. So Traveler, 1, 2, and then we're going to start working on this. So use a blue item to roll 3 dice, see what kind of combo we can do on here. Pow pow and miss. Unlock this. That rhymed. That was cool. All right, so now action number 4, use another blue item. Roll the 3. Pow pow miss, but I can use a green item to re-roll any number of dice to see if I can get that. So I'm going to re-roll I'm going to try to re-roll this one. Aha, perfect. All right, so we'll get that taken care of. And then on my 5th action, use 1 more blue. Let's roll the 3 again. Let's see. Can I roll? Use this green to re-roll this one. Nope. So we need to get the POW symbol. We need to get an exclamation points, the power symbols, and the hit symbol on that. So we did some good work on that. We messed it with a little bit, so that's not horrible. Definitely use some resources, but need to be done to open up the door to get that doggy back down to Hades. So now we go to the monster phase. Obsession. So 2 we'll go put on the board. We have 1 going to Odeon, which is right here where all the party's happening. And then we have 1 going to the Forest of the Dryads. Next, each hero and legend, move each hero legend 2 spaces towards the nearest monster with the chalice symbol, which we only have the Medusa, so everybody's moving 2. All right, so that's going to be a lot of movement going on. So 1, 2. I'm going to go 1, 2. And then 1, 2. And then 1, 2. And I do believe that's everybody. We left our little Cerberus all by themselves. All right, so then any of them with the helmet, which is the Chimera, will be able to activate. So the Chimera is going to be moving over here. We can choose which way to go. Yeah, we're just going to actually go up here because they're both equal distance, so we're good. And the Chimera is going to be hitting for 3. So let's see if our Traveler can sustain it. Now I roll the 3 pals. You son of a gun. All right, 3 pals it is. 3 items gone from the Traveler. All right, so that's end of that horrible phase. Now we go to the Hoplet. The Hoplet is wanting to get to the stables here. So 1, go ahead and put that nice hero to the stables. Help them out, draw a perk card. Perk card, move a hero to any space. I think we're going to definitely be doing that shortly because the Hoplet doesn't have much going on there. He does have a sword for 2. So what we're actually going to do in our location with Medusa, second one, going to use this, move Medusa back 1. She's going to see this mirror, and then going ahead and put that there. So that's the second action for the Hoplet. Third action will be here. Fourth action to pick these up. And then the final thing, we're going to move our Hoplet out of harm's way. Thank goodness. We're going to move them. We're actually going to move them. Let's go up here for now to the trading post. That should be fine, in theory. All right, next, here we go. Anxiety. So 2 items get pulled onto the board. So Gaseous Swamp will get 1, and the Ruins will get 1. There we go. All right, any monsters with a helmet, which is the Chimera. Place a monster with the helmet in the space with the hero with the most items. The Chimera, right there. So now the ones with the chalice will activate, which is Medusa. She will move 1. And nothing else will happen. So we're good with that. So now we go to the Ranger. Ranger's wanting to get to Mount Iliad, which is... Mount Iliad will be over here, and also the Temple of Athena, which is up there. So we're going to just take our merry band of people here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get everybody out the door. All right, so we got them taken care of. Now we go to the monster phase. 2, we got more havoc on the way. So 2 items get put on the board. 1 at the lighthouse, 1 at the Temple of Athena. Each monster with a torch symbol, so it's the Cerberus and the Chimera, deal 1 damage to each hero and legend in their space. Luckily, nothing happens with that. And no wings on these. We're good. So, next up, we have the Traveler, who is now completely bare for now. But 1, pick up this. So we got 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and use this for 4. So we're going to send Medusa to the battlefield, knock out that mirror. And then we're going to move our hero 4 spaces. And then we're going to use this to move Medusa 4. So 1, 2, 3, hit that. So that's the third mirror of 4. So the last one we need to get is the vineyard to take out Medusa. All right, so that was the last action. Cool. We're doing all right. So now, Atalanta, nicknamed Georgia. Necropolis will be getting 1. So Necropolis will get 1 here. Necropolis will get 1 here. Vineyard will get 1 here. And Atlantia will be going to Temple of Athena. And they want to go to the Forest of the Dryads. And if I'm making the table shake, I do apologize. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to not have that happen. I'll take any suggestions in the comments below. Best way to hook this up a little bit differently. All right, so that got taken care of. The Frenzied Monster and the ones with the swords, which is going to be the Cerberus. Cerberus will move 2, which is going to be taking a shortcut to the Traveler. I'm so sorry. Here we go. 2 attacks on it. Cerberus, put the top card of the monster deck into the discard pile. One of the ways to lose is this deck runs dry. Alright, so that's 1 attack. But since the monster is also the Frenzied Monster and the Sword Icon, they get a second attack. Hits the Traveler. Traveler goes to Nyx. This goes up, unfortunately. And now we draw a perk card for the Ranger, which is the Revelry of Dionysus. Draw and place 1 item. You may place 1 hero or monster on that space. Okay, so we'll probably do that sooner than later because we're 1 away from being defeated. All right. That's the end of that. We now go to the Hoplet, the hopeless Hoplet. So Hoplet, we're going to go 1, pick up this for 2. And then 3, 4 to go ahead and try and get that one there. All right. So is there anything we want to do before we want to do any of this? Yeah, we're going to, as much as, well, no, we need to save those because I think we're getting close to some of these here. I think we're going to do the Harvest of Demeter. Draw 3 items, put them on the board. So 1 for Agora, 1 for the Temple of Zeus, and 1 for the Temple of Statue of Talos, which is right. Well, that's Crossroads. Temple of Talos. There we go. And I think we will move the monster forward. We're just going to move Cerberus back to about right here to try and save them. Hopefully, let's find out. Monster phase. 3 will go put on the board. Then discard 3 items or raise the terror level by 1. Oh, we're so discarding 3 items. We don't have a choice on that one, my friends. All right, so there's that. Agora and the port. So 3 items get discarded. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. We're going to discard those from the Ranger. The Frenzied Monster is going to move 2. Good thing we moved our peeps. So the Chimera will move 1, 2. All right. That is it for them. We are going to then, for the Hoplet here, we're going to use the Cerberus door. So first I'm going to discard this to try and do one of these locks. We got this. We're going to go ahead and unlock that. So now we just need to get 1 more off of that one. So that's action 1. Action 2, we're going to do it again with the Hoplet. Close. The Hoplet is going to use this green to try and re-roll this one to get the power symbol. No. Alright. Got 1 more action we can do. Go for broke. Use the 1 last blue to see if we can get that combo. Close. Alright. Well, at least we tried. It was there. And I wanted to give it a shot. Alright, so now we go to the monster phase. Actually, before we do that, do I want to move these monsters? Yes. Let's go ahead and do this. Move each monster up to 2 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hopefully to save him. All right, monster phase. Here we go. Trickery. No items. No flying monsters. The frenzied monster gets to move 2. So the Cerberus will be moving back here. 1, 2. All right, 1 die. Is that 1 die going to get me? Yep. No. Oh, we're good. Item will get discarded. I completely forgot that I had items for the Traveler. We're good for now. All right, so that takes care of that. So now we go to the Ranger's turn. The Ranger picking up for 1. Going here for 2. We'll try to do this door thing, but I got some green to try and re-roll a bit, so we're good. All right, here we go. Yep, we're using a green to attempt to unlock this door. You would. All right, so that's the second action. Third action, go ahead and use another blue. Try to do it again. Use a green to re-roll 1 of these. Hopefully it's a blank. It is, so we finally get this one done. So now we just need to move the Cerberus back there. Which we can actually do that right now with Fury of Ares. Move any monster 4 spaces. Alright, discard the number equal. So I think I may have to do it that way, but if that's the case, that's fine, because it's the third action there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last action, use a green to pretty much seal the deal and get Cerberus off the board, which will then move the Frenzied marker to the Chimera. If anything else, we got through 1. A little bit to do it, but we got it. So that takes care of that. Now we go to the monster phase. Monster phase is up. Hope. I need it now. Draw a perk card. Move each legend 1 space towards their safe place. Okay. So one's going to Necropolis, one's going to the Temple of Zeus. And then this one's moving 1 step closer because I think that's the only one we have to deal with. No flying monsters. Yes, that is a little bit of hope. We're good. Traveler time. So the Traveler, I think the Traveler is going to want to get to Medusa and try to force them. That's a 2 item. All right, so this is actually Temple of Dry. Oh, that was the item we just used. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to pop this. So the Medusa goes 1, 2, 3. Sees that. Now we just need to get Medusa to the garden to the feeder. So we're getting there. And last not least, we're just going to go ahead and move our hero here 1 to get these items next. So now we go to the monster phase. 3 will go onto the board, which I think is the last 3 items I have in the bag, and then I'll just have to restock. We have Temple of Hades. We have the Acropolis. We'll get 1 here. And then the Statue of Talos will get 1. Then we have Charon will be going to the Acropolis. And then the Frenzied Monster, which is now the Chimera, will move 1. All right, so now we go to the Hoplet. That door's clear. We don't have to mess with that anymore. So the Hoplet now is going to go to, we got an item. Where am I going to take the Hoplet? And where do you want to go again? You want to go to the Forest of Dryads. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and get them off the board. Draw a perk card for the Hoplet. The Will of Hades. Spend 1 item of each color to lower the terror threat. Oh, yep. I'm going to take a risk and not do it because I don't really have as many color items as I would like. Because it has to be from the same hero, I do believe. So we're just going to rule as that. All right. So, and if it's not, then you know what? I'm going with the flavor of the game. Basically, it's somebody giving up a lot to do the will of Hades to actually take out what needs to be done. All right, now we go to the monster phase. Wait. Obsession. So 2 items get put on the board. We're just going to put these back in the bag real quick. 1 going to the ruins, 1 going to the trading post. So around the town in 80 days. All right. Next, move each hero and legend 2 spaces towards Medusa. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. And then the Chimera will activate. They'll move 1. And now here's the big thing. We're going to have the Chimera attack our Traveler because they can take 3 hits. Here we go. They take 2. So we're going to take out the 2 blue because I don't think we need those much right now. All right. Well, that could have been worse. All right. So now we go to the next one. The Ranger is now in the game. All right. So 1, 2, 3 to pick those up, and 4. So now we go to the monster phase and hope for the best. Despair. Each sword monster, which we don't have to worry about that because now the Cerberus is gone. Force of the Dryads will be getting 1. And then any of them with the lightning. So both the Cerberus and the Chimera will move 2. 1, 2, no. And rolling 1 die. All right, Hoplet's taking them. Medusa misses. Chimera hits. Our heroes are looking very, very worn right now. But now it is the Traveler's turn. So the Traveler, but we can actually do it. All right, so 1, 2, 3. We're then going to use the Intervention of the Gods to move them back here. 4th action, use a yellow 5 to move Medusa. Medusa's going to be moved 1, 2, 3 to there. And then from there, we just need to get 6 worth of green, which we'll be able to do with that next turn as long as Medusa doesn't move. So at least we're good on that. And we're going to leave our Traveler there. All right, so now here we go. 3 will go onto the board. 1, 2, this might be bad. All right, so 3. Agora will get 1. Temple of Hades is getting 1. The Gaseous Swamp will get 1. After that, both the Frenzied Monster and the ones with the torches will activate after Hippolyte will get put into the stadium. All right, so here we go. So let's say, either way, it's going to be a problem. Traveler's taking the first hit. No hits. All right, we're good. Traveler's still being attacked for 1. Okay, we're good. All right, so the next one's our Traveler. The Traveler is going to go 1, 2. We're going to go on ahead and put the Snakehead to sleep for the 1. Now we need to do that for those, and then we have to get to the Chimera and discard 1 of each color. Hopefully we can. So that was my 3rd action. And then we're going to go 4 and then 5. All right, so now we go. 2 on the board. For Greed, Temple of Nyx, and the Vineyard. Don't have to worry about that, but the Frenzied Monster will be moving 1. And oh no, their move, oh no. All right, good thing we moved the terror track a little bit because I think this person's going to go. Yep, they are going to go. So, good thing we moved the terror track back. This is gone. Another perk card's being drawn. The beauty of Aphrodite. Choose a space with a hero. You may place any number of heroes in that space. That might come in handy. We're getting close to the end game here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right. So all my friends out there, let's see what happens with the hoplet. So the hoplet will be... they got a few items here. So what we're going to do, we need blue. And there's not really a good way to get to said blue for where they are. So we're just going to go here for 1. Grab this person here for 2. For 3, for 4 to get them out of harm's way. And then we go with this. Midas. Old King Midas. Agora. After I get 3 items. I jumped the gun on that a little bit. But it might be for not. Temple of Athena. Forest of Dryads. And the Vineyard. Now about the Frenzied Monster. Oh, fudge. Alright, so he's going back down here. I think Midas is going to get us, everybody. Because he's getting attacked twice because of the Frenzied and the Helmet Marker. Yep. Yep, that's the game. So, that brings my record so far 2-1 in the Horrified series. I was able to win in Universal Monsters, lose or win in America, lose in Greece. Who knows what will happen next? Yep. That happened because of King Midas stepping out of his home and wanting to go somewhere. He gets attacked by the Chimera and cost me the game. You know what? That's perfectly fine, though. It was a blast to be able to play. I haven't really done a 3-on-3 solo game before, so being able to have 3 different characters going up against the Medusa, the Cerberus, and the Chimera was a lot of fun. I know the game took a little bit longer than I anticipated. I did try to edit it down as much as I could, try to keep the most important parts in there. But you know what? It was a blast either way. I had a whole lot of fun with it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. So now I'm 2-1 against the Horrified series, and next week will be the final game in this series as I go up against the World of Monsters. We'll see which monsters get chosen for that, and which heroes will be taking on the task of saving the world against some of these mythological creatures, the likes of which we've never seen before until now. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know that House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs as we count down to GenCon 2025 and we continue our series into the Horrified universe one last time in World of Monsters. But until next time, my friends, stay safe and take care.